Hi, everyone. I am actually doing better with my timing, right? Today is Real Housewives in New Jersey. I think this is episode, I don't know, season 13, episode, uh, uh, episode 7. Oh, wow. We're getting up there. Okay. Actually, there's not much to talk about in this episode, but let's get to it. Rachel and Danielle, sorry, Rachel and Danielle are talking and they're shopping for the luau. And they're doing, they're talking about Margaret and they're talking about Danielle saying that Margaret's friend is now feeding information to saying to her saying that Margaret is finding co-opting research behind everyone's back. So she has like an arsenal of info. Okay. Jennifer and Teresa are out shopping for like a bridal shower gift. And Teresa's making a comment about how she's not staying with her brother at his house. So she's like really offended. She's like, and you're going to talk to me about what I'm doing, but you're not inviting me, but instead you're inviting Margaret. And that just shows how things are. And I'm like, but you guys aren't getting along. Why would you want to be invited to that? Yeah, invited to stay at the house. It would just be a lot of turmoil. Um, and It's interesting because we see later that Margaret's mom was invited to the wedding. Teresa invited Margaret's mom to the wedding. And of course, Margaret tells Melissa and Joe. So then they're even more upset about what's going on. And then Dolores is like talking to her boyfriend, and her boyfriend is not her boyfriend has had heart surgery, and so he's still healing, so he's not coming. But she's not staying at Frank's house. She's setting boundaries. When Frank and his girlfriend sees her, they kind of corner her to be like, you should be staying with us and that kind of a thing. And Dolores is like, look, I get that Frank is feeling some kind of way, but I don't care. I love, you know what? I'm gonna say this. I really like Dolores. I like how she's like, look, you're not gonna guilt me for setting boundaries, and you're trying to get me to treat you like we are still kind of like in this quasi relationship. She's like, no, I got a man that I really, really like, and I can't treat you the same way. Like, and you know what? I dig it. I am all for it. I like it. I appreciate it. And so it's just kind of interesting to watch. Anywho, um, Bill and Jenna, and what's so funny is when she walks away from Frank and she's like, look, you're feeling away. I hear and acknowledge it. I don't care. I laughed so much because I was like, I am here for Dolores. Anyway, Bill and Jennifer, they really don't know how to communicate. And it's like they have two different needs when they're talking to each other. And he doesn't really want to answer the question. It drives her crazy. And she wants him to be more direct. But you really can't change a person. So it's kind of strange. I understand that she wants to change people, but I don't see I don't see how this works. But anywho, She did buy a shore condo, which she's really happy about. And Melissa and Joe are hosting this luau. I am so annoyed with this conversation about they don't know why her mom is not invited. Well, you have Teresa who's like, okay, fine. They're not invited because they have tweeted about me throughout the years, very nasty tweets. And they talked about me on social media. And frankly, I don't want them around. I'm respectful, but I don't want them in my space. And you know what? That's legit. But I still don't understand why they would even want to go. If you and Melissa, you and my daughter aren't on the same page, I don't see why we would ever, why would I want you there? I wouldn't want to be there. Somebody made a comment like, you're paying 200, why would you want to pay $200 a seat for somebody who doesn't want to be there? Now, I'm going to say, I'm surprised it's that cheap. But anyway, Louis goes ahead and invites Melissa's mom. He apologizes to Melissa's mom. I don't know how to feel about this. I know that he likes to make peace, but I also feel like it's almost undermining what she's saying. It's almost undermining your wife by going around and apologizing on her behalf. What did she do? What did she do that deserves this apology? Nothing. So I'm not necessarily sold on this whole you needing to apologize. Anywho, I don't like the fact that everybody's sitting around. Now, Jackie clearly is now a friend to the show. And it seems like Jackie is really pushing to become a full member back to the show because she's spending all of her energy on Danielle and trying to drum up. I don't know about this Danielle story. First of all, how about you go and try to figure out your relationship with your sister before you start trying to figure out somebody else's relationship with somebody with their significant other? That's a legit conversation that needs to be had. At the luau party, the guys are so immature. Like and somebody made a comment on Twitter about how much the guys are featured on the show is outstandingly large. Joey is such a child. Like making him what are you doing it? Waxing his chest hair. Okay. In front of people. Okay. Everybody's getting shots. They're acting childish. Cool. Well, I don't want to say childish, but they act like they're 20s. Marge confronts Teresa about this warning. Teresa just bold-faced lies in her face, and she instead of responding, she's like, "So Rachel, you telling her this? So you just trying to put a wedge between Margaret and I?" And it's like, wow, that's what you got. Mm-mm. So clearly, Teresa pivots and is like, "Look, anybody who does anybody to anyone who does anything to any of us, we're going to all come out and be vicious, right?" And so, but the thing is, and Margaret agreed, but here's the thing. That's not what she meant. She meant, yes, you and Margaret are cool, but she's only clearly pretending to be as cool as she can. She don't like you, Margaret. You guys are cool adjacent. Like, and so the fact that Margaret confronts her, I don't mind that Margaret confronts her, but I just don't know what she expected from the confrontation. Anyway, then now Margaret keeps commenting about Jen and Bill, like, oh, they need to be drunk to be around each other. Okay. I didn't feel that was unnecessary. I felt that was unnecessary. She made a whole thing about, see, Melissa and Teresa are very similar because Melissa didn't know what arsenal meant. Okay. Jackie is oh yeah, I already said that Jackie's really trying to be a member of the full show. It's pretty obvious. Um, this conference about Danielle is pretty annoying, and Danielle is clearly keeping her head, which I'm really happy for her to do. And she's just like, look, I can't take it anymore. Melissa this season is really going around being the bone collector. She talks to one person, then she turns around and talks to the other person. She talks to one person, then she turns around and talks to the next person. And I'm trying to, it's what is this, an attempt to get her a different storyline? Is that what we're doing? But whatever it is, it's a little disingenuous. So it's kind of an interesting thing that Melissa's the one going around telling everyone's business to each other and then walking away when people are upset. So Melissa's doing it again. And Danielle walks away, leaves. And I was like, okay, Danielle, but she's hot. Danielle looks like she can fight. Danielle is a stereotypical Staten Island Jersey girl. By the way, I do like every year we have a Jersey Shore thing. However, I don't like the Jersey Shore personally. It's not for me. But I do appreciate that we have this Jersey Shore thing that takes place every year. But it's a their thing. But I don't know. I don't know if it's because I'm Black that Jersey Shore is just not, was always just not a place for me. Let me put it another way. It's underwhelming. Coming from Los Angeles, and there's different piers. I live closer. I actually lived in Seal Beach. I've lived in Malibu. And in Malibu, at the time, the Malibu Pier wasn't open, but now it is. Santa Monica Pier was the spot. So piers is not a big deal. And so going to like the Jersey Shore, it's very underwhelming because it's not much there. But whatever. But I think it's nice that we do this whole every season we go to the shore and we have a shore house. But it's not much. I'm looking forward to next episode because next episode is what we're getting into the meat and the potatoes of this issue of why is it that Louis and Joey are like on to, are really disconnected. And go figure. It's a bad business investment. So I'm really looking forward to finally getting into the deep conversation next week. Have a good rest of your day.